scholarship and financial support. I know most of us think, oh, international education is expensive. I can't afford it. But there are thousands of scholarships out there that are waiting for us to apply. There are some that are specific to different countries. There are some that they even say, oh, it's just for it's for men or it's for women. There are some that are specific. So I'll just list some of them. You can always check online to see. There's one for UK that is called Sharing Scholarship. There is CAAD that is for Germany. There's MasterCard Foundation that is African focused, like those of us in Nigeria, around Africa. There's Erasmus Mundus that is for Europe. There's Fulbright program that is for those in the US who want to come to school in the US. There's also Commonwealth Scholarship that is used for the UK. And if you want to go to Asian countries too, they have. There's one that is called MESC for Japanese government scholarship. In addition to all those scholarships that they could be country specific or nation specific, there are some that the school itself also has, like their university specific funding. Some schools have funding just waiting for students to come to help them do research. And in that research, you get paid while you're doing that research for them. And they also, some will give you like 100% tuition off. You don't have to pay. Also pay you to do the research. But you have to go into that school, you can email their head of department or the course that you are interested in. You can email the lecturer for that particular course. The information is public here. You can even get the email of the professor or the lecturer, get it directly from the school website. Their phone number is also there. If you email, you don't get through their email, check their phone number. Everything is public. So contact them. If they don't respond, keep messaging. If that school does not work, look for another school. Another one will work. Keep knocking, right? So there are some too that comes like teaching assistant. That one they can slash your tuition maybe 50% to thereabouts, and they will pay you to share your own knowledge to teach the student. If you are good in maths, you can be a teaching assistant for a maths course, right? And be teaching the student. They will pay you while you teach the student, and also reduce your tuition. So different schools will be different, right? Just for you to go to that particular school and check what they have available. I'm adding a little pause while I'm changing my camera to come back on. So one thing about this too, getting those scholarships, you need to start early. I know Mr. Sosin has talked a lot, he covered a lot, right? So timing too is very important. All the scholarships, they have timeline. Oh, it's from January to September, apply latest by May. You give them time to then process all your applications and all. Some will require you to write a very long essay. They need to be able to write strong essays on, it could even come as statement of purpose to things like that. So you should be able to tell your stories, your dreams, your community, and how you make impact in your community, and also your faith. Many scholarships, they are looking for leaders that has purpose. So there's a lot out there just for us to look for it and not just researching for it, taking action and applying to them. So next I'll talk on the application steps. So paying attention to details is very important when doing applications for those schools. So usually you need your academic transcript to come from your school. You also need a statement of purpose. So this statement of purpose will show your interest, what motivates you to take that course that you're going for, right? And not just interest, so what impact are you going to make after you've taken that course? The impact could be to your country, the impact could be to the school, the nation that you're taking the course to, right? Then another thing you would also need is recommendation letters. So recommendation letters can come from your employers, those you have worked with. And if you have not even worked before, right, it could come from anyone that knows what impact you have made in the past, right? Let's say you're in the ministry, taking lead, roles, church, right? Your pastor can also give you recommendation. Oh, I recommend this person. If you can start working with this, that. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be from an employer. It can also come from your lecturers in school, your teachers, like anyone that can vouch for you, right? So that is for recommendation letters. And some schools also will require you to do some tests for applying. Some are for tests for English language, and some goes more into detail. There's maths, there's like quantitative analysis, 20. So some schools might require you to take those tests. So it's about researching and getting each school requirement, like planning ahead, making a checklist. Okay, this school that I'm targeting, this is the steps that it takes, and this is the timeline that I've set. For 2 months, I'm using it. Next 3 months, I'm using it to take my exam. And it doesn't have to be exactly 2 months. Some people might take it in 3 months, but you also, for me, it's longer because it might take me 6 months to achieve that. There's nothing wrong. But put them like a checklist and add like a timeline to it. And I keep saying we are I'm using our team as reference, like chosen generation, right? So our excellence is also part of our testimony. So I've mentioned like countries that we can go. So all these countries, so they all have like specific requirements. So for United States now, there are some schools that require you to take GRE. You can apply through the school website. There are some apps too that are available now. I found one that's a common app. For United Kingdom, you need your high LTS. Some of them will have a minimum score. You have to be 6.0 to 7.0 for the score, right? Some would have said that difficult and target, right? Then duration too. If it's for masters, like the UK now, 1 US 2 years, on courses too, right? So the duration that you want to will also be different for different countries. For Canada, IELTS is very important. And they also take TOEFL, but their high ELTS, the way it works, so it also helps you later on when you're done with school, like don't take them working, right? So in all of them, so they all need like a form, statement of purpose, and all. Then Germany, so they have like like a lot of public schools that have like no or no tuition. But some will consider, oh, maybe the language barrier, because like some people will have to go there, go learn new language. So it's all up to you to weigh in like your options, right? Um, then there's Netherlands, Sweden, a whole lot out there. If you want to go to Australia too, there's a lot. Just go there, check, okay, what are the requirements for this school in this country, get them, put in them as a checklist as I earlier mentioned. Most importantly, pray and research before you choose, right? The right country can shape your entire experience. Like if you pick a country that you're just like struggling, whereas it can be elsewhere and that, right? So pray about it, your research for it, right? And all those terms, IELTS, TOEFL, they are just acronyms. Some will test for English, the IELTS English test for speaking, writing, and listening. And I'll share one of my experience. I once did, I bought a book online. The book summarized like everything that I did. I prepared, I felt ready. And by the time I got to the exam hall that was doing the listening part, I realized as you're listening, you're supposed to be writing the answer to the question they're asking. They expect you to like multitask. So it's not like they're just testing, like just listening. Like they want you to be multitasking. You're listening and you're comprehending like whatever you're listening to. So it was like the exam, like, oh, I'm supposed to be writing exactly as I'm listening. So that was like a testament. So different ones, right? GRE will have like maths and all to it, but it's required for masters and PhD. Um, there's GMAT too. So that one is very master's program. So basically, there's a lot out there, but you just have to research and kind of narrow it down to what fits best for you. So another thing I'd like to talk about, that don't wait to be fully ready, right? This is a very big lesson. Many of us believe, oh, I'm not qualified. I'm not 100% ready. I don't have all the information. But the truth is, you will never be 100% ready. Just start from where you are. Start from what you have. Is it your phone, the data that you have, the dreams that you have, passion? Start from there. God blesses us when we take those steps in faith, right? So don't feel like, oh, what I have is little, or it's nothing. It's something. Start from it. Just our phone, just browse, going through the internet, looking from Google information, and go for it. And I had like an example of maybe how you conquered the fire, right? Then it was not a all you had was faith and what they had with him at that moment, and right. You didn't have to go and look for one training to be a soldier to conquer giants, right? So it's the same for us. Let's take that step and proceed. One other thing that is very important is mentorship. Um, so mentorship, it makes the journey easier. To look for people that have done what you want to do. It's very important to guide you. You can follow them online, follow them on social media, ask questions. Even in church, there are people that have studied abroad. There are people that are also interested in the same path that you are taking, right? If we share ideas, it's better for you than going alone. If you work with, you have that information, it's important. I think I like it. If you share yours, you guys will, come together. But of course, if you don't speak up, there's nobody that will know that will require that certain information, right? So a mentor will help you guide you to avoid mistakes and help you see the possibilities that you didn't know existed, right? So it's very important. So to conclude, we are called to shine in every aspect of our individuals, ministry, business, and education. Don't limit yourself. I know Mr. Tosi also mentioned lots of that one, fear of failure and stuff, right? So don't limit yourself. Don't say, for people like me, don't be because of my background. If God has placed that dream in your heart, He will make a way. I have I have something to share, like in relation to me, right? So I remember then after I applied for the school, I got admission, I started getting discouraged. I was like, how am I going to pay the school fees? Because I didn't get scholarship and I didn't get the teaching assistant, but I was able to get after I got there like the next semester. But I was actually discouraged. Like, how will I read funds, things like that. And I remember one day, so usually in church, for me, if I see like, oh, in church we need more chairs, if I'm capable to buy two, I'll buy it and take it to church, So what I had in mind then for my church, there's this sort of fan, this ox fan. I think they are called ox, but they are like very big because the church hall is big, right? And the AC does not go around there. We are always sweating. So I had it in mind to buy the fan for the church then. So anyway, I went to buy this. I mean that time period when I was actually out. I went to buy the fan. I remember the fan was maybe 28,500 or 29,500.